to Good Follow, presented by DraftKings. I am Juju Gotti.
I am Trysta Krick.
And today we are joined by my sister. We have the same blood. We share the same mother and father. She writes for the Offball newsletter, a newsletter about sports and culture and all things, as well as the Flagrant Magazine. My sister, Ashtyn Butoso. How you doing?
I'm good. What an introduction.
Yes, sir, man. Let's get straight to it, man. We have reached a verbal agreement between the WNBA and the Players Association on a new CBA term, man. Nika shared some celebratory pictures of what it looked like in the room where it all happened. Look at him. Look at him. Like I was cheesing from ear to ear. Lord help me. So now that we're just 51 days before tip-off, here's what the new terms will entail. You got to know, man. New salary cap starting at $7 million, up from $1.5 million. Average revenue share of nearly 20% across the deal. A supermax starting at $1.4 million. The average salary is in the range of $600,000, and the minimum is above $300,000. Damn. Ashtyn, what do you think about this great news?
I think it's very, very exciting. I am still sort of confused about how the rev share conversation went down, because I know that was like the biggest thing. And they said close to 20. And I'm like, but they were kind of close to 20 before. So like, did they get to 20? Because I know they were asking for 24, but I don't want to split hairs. Basically, whatever the players think is good enough for them is good enough for me. And that's that.
Ashtyn, I'm so glad you said that. Because you read this, and we don't want to be, everybody's partying. Everybody's in the streets with the pots and pans. And I love that. I love parties. I love that we're getting a WNBA season. And like, I'm not pocket watching. Like, it's not my money. That It's not my salary. I've got no skin in the game. But there's a lot of like words that make my the hairs on my arm go up.
Ooh,
where it's like average revenue share is nearly a cross deal. So what is it? I need specifics.
Yeah.
I see the change in the salary cap, and that is phenomenal. But like, I wonder really what the terms look like.
And will we know? Will they tell us? Or is this as much as we'll ever know?
I hope that they will tell us. I think that they will tell us. We're going to find out. There's going to be people investigating this thing down to the nano level. In 1982, 1983, when pretty much all of the NBA was broke and franchises were losing money left and right, they signed a CBA where the players got 53%. So, like, I'm kind of like, yo, we can't even get anywhere close to what it was when the NBA was, quote unquote, dying or struggling. To me, it's kind of like, will we ever get anywhere close to the men?
But just as a reminder, she's not trying to rain on any dabs. Like,
I'm
she's not
I'm
raining
happy
on none
for
of
y'all. Like 1.4
Exactly.
million. Asia's about to get her bread right now.
The other thing is that this is 6 years. So you're talking, are we ever going to get close to the men? And it's like, not for 6 years, 7 years. I think 6, they can opt out.
And are they going to just go from nearly 20 to 50? Absolutely not, right? Like, can't do that.
But yeah, well, I choose to see this as one small step for women and one giant step for all womankind, because, hey, we're closer to the prize than we were yesterday.
I have a conspiracy theory that the league intentionally physically exhausted the players to get them to say yes to a lower rev share number, because they're in there at 4 a.m. every night. And it's like, at that point, you're just like, okay, I'll sign whatever, man. This is torture.
Yes. Why do we have to wait for March for this? Why couldn't we have done this deal like back 18 months ago? Can we get in the room and have these meetings over and over. They were just putting it off to the last minute.
Let's just keep pushing. Let's not stop. But we can't celebrate the progress. If my bankroll went from $70K to around 300, I'm so sorry. I'm buying a bottle of Dom Perignon tonight, bruh. How many free agents we got in the WNBA this season, dog? Coming up
over 100. There will be over 100 free agents this season. And some will not. First, before we go to Delulu Corner, let me just stop everyone from going too crazy, because the players you want to see move, many of them, because of the way that the CBA is, cannot be moved. It's called the core player designation. It's essentially like a franchise tag. So you want to see Nafisa Collier out of the Lynx, which nobody really does. She's not going anywhere. They can core designate her.
What you mean? I do. I want to see her out of the Lynx today and in the Dream jersey. I'm sorry.
It's not happening. So outside of the core players, and by the way, Breanna Stewart does not qualify for core player designation for some reason. So
I didn't know that.
So says Google. So says Google. I don't know. Like, I'm not a CBA expert, but that's
in the words of Breanna Stewart.
She's not leaving though. She's Stewart. So let's break down what we want to see in terms of, you're talking about 100 free agents. Where do we want to see some of these players that are non-rookies and non-core players moved?
Okay, how do I say this diplomatically? I actually asked Stewie this question yesterday. I talked to her briefly.
Ooh. Hey.
And I was like, who would you bring to the Liberty to kind of up the swag? And she was like, well, we're already pretty swaggy. And I was like, I mean, yes, but I have some notes though. Like, and she suggested Arike. And I think that would be great. So, should we start a rumor? Should we start a rumor? Stewie's bringing Arike over?
Yes, but big bold letters. Yes, right now. If
Arike's up out of there, right? Like, we know Arike and Paige, as much as they wanted it to work and I wanted it to work, it didn't feel like it maximized Arike, and it didn't feel like it maximized Paige. So,
especially if you drafted an AZ. Like, if you draft an AZ, then we got to get some of these guards up out of here.
I think you're right about that, Juju. I think Arike probably is going to be out of there. I like that a lot. What about you, Juju? Who do you want to see come to the Dream?
See, when you say Delulu, I take it as the real word. Delulu means Delulu in my dictionary. Asia Wilson, you are now an Atlanta Dream. Come on.
I told you it's not possible.
Juju, I'm not even entertaining this. Who did the Sparks core?
Oh,
let's find out.
Because
that's a good
Kelsey
one.
could be going somewhere.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Oh, yes. Kelsey Plum, you are an Atlanta Dream. I like that a lot because we need that. Jordan Canada, salute, Neighborhood Canada, but she's hurt a lot sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that'll be a great 1-2 punch. What about you, Trysta? What's your delusional Lulu right now? No lemons.
Portland getting Jackie Young.
Ooh.
Oh. That's fun.
I would love her here. Especially, think about this. Right now, the Aces have 3 players making max money.
Yeah.
They got Jewel, they got Jackie, they got Asia. I know that the salary cap's almost $7 million now, y'all. But are you going to pay, I think this is going to change.
You're not going to pay Jewel that.
Yeah, I think this is going to change how owners pay super max money, who those players are. Because that's you can't pay 3 players $1.4 million and field a team unless you want significant look over the shoulder side eyes from the rest of the squad. Jewel can't get
Kawhi Leonard. Salute to the Clippers.
Get a little aspiration money going on. We're going to see that. But okay, so that means that those 3 are not staying together, and Jewel can't be a 6 man making 1.4 mil. That's just not happening. I don't think.
Here's a question I have: the expansion draft is the main thing I have my eye on, mainly because I'm from Portland. I that will be very fun for me, but also, okay, so the way that the expansion draft worked last year was you protect 5 or 6 players and then everyone else is fair game. But if everyone's free, when do the free agents sign?
And the expansion draft is before the free agency.
Right.
So I'm not sure how that works.
And no one explains this.
Before we move on, though, I'm gonna give a real one, though. A real one. Instead of being too delusional. Sabrina Ionescu, you are now an Atlanta Dream. Let's move on.
I would support that.
Sabrina Ionescu, you are now a Golden State Valkyrie.
Ooh, that's too much money. That's too much money. I like that. Matter of fact, Angel Reese, you are now Atlanta Dream. It's March right now. You got to know. Trysta, what you got for this March Madness stuff prepared for us?
Well, I'll tell you as soon as we come back from break.
Welcome back to Good Follow. Today's episode is presented by DraftKings, where the crown is always yours. It's now time for the DraftKings Pick of the Week, presented by, guess who? DraftKings. What we got this week, man?
We got to go Vanderbilt and High Point. I cannot wait for this matchup. High Point's kind of a little bit of a sneaky team on both sides, men's and women's, but I've got Vandy winning. I have Aubrey Galvin. I have Michaela Blakes on Vandy. And then in terms of High Point, you got to watch out for Macy Spencer. 18 points per game for her.
This segment is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Now, March Madness is here. First up, let's see who we think is going to be this year's Cinderella. It is a glass slipper.
I think Oklahoma. I don't necessarily. I'm a little bit feel. I've got a little bit of a hater in my heart for Oklahoma because Reagan Beers left Oregon State. Famously, wait, can you see this? But I do. She's so good, and I think Oklahoma. Yeah.
Salute to the Beavers.
Shout out to the Beavs, man. Always.
For me, this year's Cinderella is Duke. I don't even know if you can consider them a Cinderella, but they've got a very hard path. They're going to have to beat LSU in their way or their journey to try and take on UCLA. But this is a team, to me, that matchup is probably the most exciting on the horizon for me because first and foremost, drama. Right? The drama is Flage was in Team USA this summer and wasn't getting any run. Apparently declined her confidence. And Kara Lawson was like, you just weren't as good as everybody else. And then LSU saw them in the regular season and it became this huge storyline. She's yapping to Kara. Kara's rolling her eyes. Duke got absolutely destroyed. And then Duke found their identity. They rattled off, 16, 17 wins in a row. They win the ACC. They win the ACC tournament. And now they've found, okay, we go inside to Toby Fournier. We shoot timely threes. We play a very specific style of very disciplined basketball. And LSU's very talented. But what we know they are not, as Kim Mulkey would say, sometimes they play rec ball, is my ball, is ISO. And when you play
you can't mock Kim Mulkey. Yes, racist. I'm so sorry.
Rec ball. So when you play a very disciplined, well-coached team like Duke who's rolling, it has the potential to be very spicy. And so I'm going to take Duke in that one.
I'll say it. I'm ready for all the big dogs to, and I know it's not happening because that's not how women's basketball works, but like LSU, South Carolina, UConn, like it's enough, you know?
Oh, damn.
Sorry. Someone has to hate them.
News.
Someone's got to be a hater. And I'll always be the hater. Yeah. Sorry, I don't hate them, but I will be a hater, to be clear. Although, shout out to Tessa Johnson on South Carolina. I didn't mean to say that earlier. Okay. Anyways.
Nah, don't try to save it now. Nah, she hope you lose, Tessa.
Are there any teams you think will meet the moment this year and surprise fans? Ashtyn, we'll go with you first.
I want so badly for that to be a possibility, but I think we're going to see zero upsets. I don't think anyone's going to upset. I know people are saying South Dakota State, and I guess like I'll be along for the ride because I would die for an upset, but I don't feel it in my bones. You know what I mean?
I love me some Olivia Miles, man. True hooper, baller, gamer, whatever Skip used to call LeBron not being. She is that. At the same time, TCU will lose to UC San Diego. Take it to the bank. And this is why, because I said it right now.
I think the one upset that I could see happening is Oklahoma over South Carolina because we already saw it.
Oh, don't even tempt me with that.
Anyway, I think Oklahoma could get the upset, although I think South Carolina is peaking right now.
But let's move on to the most important category in the world. And we're going to ask Ashtyn, man, who do you got winning the entire Shabuzi with the cowboy boots?
UConn. And I'm ready for someone else, but I mean, actually, honestly, if the other option is South Carolina, I would pull for UConn anyways, because South Carolina's been pissing me off. Today I have turned into South Carolina's #1 hater, and I didn't even know this was within me, but it's my truth, and that's who I am now.
Gotta let it come out. Actually, you gotta feel it. Whatever you feel, you gotta just say.
Yeah. I can't stand a good team. I'm sorry. It's in my blood to only engage with and root for teams that just don't have the juice. And I can't stand when a program does for multiple years too.
You already know who I got winning the whole thing, the whole Shabuzi with the cowboy hat. I got South Carolina. Salute to the game.
You do not. Man. You actually think that's true?
Yes, I do think that's true because I put the Shabuzi hat on it. Did you not see I put the Shabuzi cowboy hat on it?
I just took the Shabuzi hat from you. You no longer have the Shabuzi hat.
You're right. You hit me with my own move. Damn it. I still choose the Cox, though, because I believe in Don.
Listen, I don't care who you believe in on this team. This UConn team might end up the greatest UConn team ever. And
okay, besmirch.
Listen, hold up. And I know that the Maya Moore years, the Brianna Stewart years, the DT and Sue years, there's going to be a lot. But it's hard to compete with it's hard. 34-0 versus 34-0. Who's the best? I don't know. A lot of this team is back from last year. They want to win it because they want to show Paige, hey, we don't need you. I think Sarah Strong could go down as the best player in college basketball history. And she's only a sophomore. She's going to win Naismith Player of the Year. She's probably going to get the Wooden Award as well. This is a girl who's the mini Jokic. They've got AZ Fudd, who's probably, to me, the #1 pick in the draft. She's a two-way player. She's on the cover of Self, by the way, doing pull-ups. Yeah. Make sure you check that out. She looks incredible, playing incredible, and doesn't like that sloppy shit. You know what I'm saying?
This show has been magnificent because we had our sister join us today. Thank you so much for joining us, sis. Any last words before we get out of here? What do you want to promote? Who do you want to cuss out? What's a hater you want to be like, you know what, hater? I see you over there.
Yeah, I have a couple things. Number 1, subscribe to the Offball newsletter because I write it and it's fun. Number 2, if you're a billionaire listening to this, I want you to be allured by the fact that you could pour in $20 million to a small team and build someone else up from scratch. And we wouldn't have to only have UConn and South Carolina and LSU anymore. Imagine what the world could look like. That could be your thing, Mr. Billionaire. This could be all yours. You would get all the credit. We would bow down to you. It would be so fun. Yeah. See, we'd serenade you.
And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Good Follow. Make sure you subscribe to Good Follow's YouTube page and all of its socials at Good Follow Show.
You can catch new episodes of Good Follow every Thursday on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Good Follow is presented to you by DraftKings. We'll see you next week.